Episode 8 of Three Body Problem begins its finale with Saul at home smoking while listening to the news about the alien invasion. He's embraced the idea of humanity being bugs and has turned back into his old player ways, bringing home a random girl to sleep with. He doesn't even know her name. When he heads outside of his day, talking cynically about the human race, a strange twist of fate occurs. Saul is knocked off the pavement by someone skating past, and this chain of events results in a silver Prius that Uber driver Saul called for his date smashing straight into her, and as she lies on the ground, crumpled and bleeding, Saul remembers her name.
Unbelievable.
Saul is brought in for questioning with Clarence, who knows he met Ye Wenji and wants to know what's going on. It turns out Wenji is dead, and it was a self-driving car that ploughed into Nora. It seems like they were originally targeting Saul, with the they seemingly being the Santee. As a result of this, Saul is given bulletproof clothes and taken over to New York, where he's brought into the United Nations. The men and women there are prepping for a big ceremony for Saul to be part of the Wolf Facer project. This is a big meeting with minds from every nation joined together in a pretty dark room, and they need to work out how to defeat the Santee. Given these aliens can't read their minds but are in every facet of humanity, the United Nations have chosen 3 people to concoct a plan to take out the Santee. They are the ones that are called the Wolf Facers. These guys and girls will be able to exploit every resources needed across the planet without having to explain their actions or what resources they want, no matter how unethical or crazy it may be. In fact, they're going to come up with the plan in their mind.
Okay.
These 3 are General Hal, Professor Layla, and Saul. After the attack on Saul's life, that's why he's chosen for this position. They know that he's important to the Santee. Saul rejects outright and decides to leave alone. However, when he steps outside, he's shot in the shoulder and drops to the ground. Clarence is there in a flash and rings Wade, letting him know what's happened, while bringing him back inside for medical attention. Saul is okay, thankfully, although he does have a broken rib and he was shot by a sniper. Clarence is there when he wakes up and smiles mischievously at him when he says he's not a Wolf Facer. Saul is big news, and eventually he's left with the shooter, who is brought in before him. He apologises for not shooting Saul in the head, but Saul points out that he's not a Wolf Facer again. Given the Santee know about the lies of humanity, they refuse to believe him. And this shooter is something of a fanatic and believes in the Lord's work, clearly working for the Santee.
I am shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Jin shows up to see Wade with a bunch of seeds and wants them placed in the staircase capsule with him. Wade refuses, and although Jin threatens to leave and find someone more senior, Wade calls her bluff and points out there is nobody higher than him. Along with the rest of the crew, Jin slots into place begrudgingly and prepares for their mission to take place. Saul also decides to go along, and as he now has the resources for everyone across the planet, he manages to get there without much of an issue. Together with Jin, they're going to watch Will be jetted off into space, and he meets up with her at ground control. While all this is going on, we catch up with Tatiana.
Why don't you just die?
Who is off in the woods hiding out. She receives another headset from someone, and there's a note inside that says, if one of us survives, we all survive. She puts the headset on and prepares to play. Saul shows up to see Jin, and they see off Will, who is blasted into space. The pair discuss his choice to go, and Saul reinforces just how much Will loved her. One person not here is Augie. She's actually over in Mexico, using her nanofibers to do good work. She helps to give clean water to the locals, and when she hears her phone go off, she checks it out and realises it's a call from Saul. She doesn't answer. Saul, realising he's not going to be able to get through to Augie, goes back inside with Jin and the others as they watch Will's ship blast up into space. The experiment seems to work, for a while at least. Unfortunately, the trajectory deviates from its initial path and the rocket jets off in the wrong direction. Wade whispers something to Jin on the way out the door while the group are left to wallow in their mistakes. The project is a failure. Wade jets off on his plane afterwards all alone. However, the electronics start glitching out, and on the screen that familiar AI from before shows. It's the Sophon. They apologised for the staircase project being a failure, but Wade is apparently part of their master plan. They've recognised that he's a strong leader and have decided that from here on out, they're going to be watching him, influencing everything he does until the day he dies. Meanwhile, Saul and Jin join Clarence as they marvel over the irony of humanity being called bugs. After all, humans have been trying to get rid of them forever and they're not going anywhere.
I'm sorry. Was that your auntie?
And after pouring some alcohol on the ground, which is a metaphorical toast to humanity, the trio head off as the series comes to a close. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.